Hi, I'm Perry from futureofcleaning.com, and I'm coming to you today to talk to you about leverage. Leverage is about using other people's resources to help you become wealthier faster. So let's have a look at the 5 ways to leverage. Time. We do that by using people like accountants or lawyers. We buy their time. Work. We do that by using employees. We get them to work for us. Experience. We do that with things like mentors. Ideas. We do that in systems like franchises, where you buy into somebody else's idea and you leverage yourself from that. And the last one is this: money. When we leverage ourselves by using someone else's money, we are allowing a period of debt to be able to leverage us to do things that we couldn't have done before. And that's the topic that I want to talk about today. Okay, so we're going to talk today about using other people's money, particularly and directly for window cleaners, because what we have is a unique industry where we actually make a lot of money in a part of the year and when we have a quiet time. So this gives us an advantage. So let's have a look. There are basically 2 ways to use other people's money. One is called equipment finance or leasing. And the other way we're going to call interest free. Now, before we start on this, what I want to do is explain to you why we would want to use other people's money. In window cleaning, we have a quiet time called winter, and then we come into spring, and at the beginning of spring, we're at the position where we have the least amount of cash in our bank because we've just run down our supplies over winter, and we have 2 demands on our money. One is called marketing, so that we can bring in the business for the season, and the other one is called equipment. So at the same time, we want to buy equipment that'll leverage us, enable our workers to work fastest. And that's something which we at Reachit have focused on, is making sure that you have the fastest equipment in the marketplace. So when we talk about using other people's money, what we're talking about is the ability to, nobody's going to give you their money so that you can go and do marketing, but people will lend you their money to buy equipment. So there are 2 ways of where people lend you money. When we have a look at something like equipment leasing, what it is that it's usually private funds. So there are people out there that have made a lot of money. They've done the hard yards, they've got money in the bank, they're wealthy, and instead of putting the money in the bank or putting it into the stock market, they take another option, and it's called equipment leasing, and they basically take a higher level of risk with the possibility of a higher level of return. So it's just risk and return. And what happens is that when these type of people lend money to small businesses, they know that there's going to be a percentage of small businesses that will not pay them back, that will default on the loan. So what they do is they bundle it all together and they look at the risk profile of each person, but actually what they do is they work on the basis of how many are really going to pay them back and how many are going to default, and they've got all the maths over 100 years about what actually happens, and they load even the good guy who pays off his equipment. He's in a sense also paying off some of the equipment of the guy who never paid off the equipment finance company or the equipment leasing company. So that's your risk. So let's have a look at an example. If you wanted to lease $1,000, equipment leasing doesn't use interest. The guy is going to look at your credit profile, and let's say he's going to say, I want $1,600 to lend you $1,000. Then he's going to say, how long do I want this guy to have to pay it off? So he might say, okay, I'm going to give you 40 months Yeah, 40 months to pay it off. So then 1,600 divided by 40 is, he's going to charge you $40 per month. Now, $40 a month is $10 a week or whatever it is. And what you're going to do is pay this $600 for the opportunity to use his money. Now, up until now, that's pretty much the only opportunity that has ever existed for small businesses. And when I say up until now, I mean right now. So I want to show you another way of using other people's money, which is interest-free. If somebody is going to lend you money interest-free, they're actually banking on that you won't pay it off inside the interest-free term. So let's have a look. If somebody was going to lend you $1,000, and let's say the term that they're prepared to take that risk with is 6 months, then what we know is that your repayments are going to be $166 per month, or $38.50 per week. Yes? So $1,000 interest free if you pay it off in 6 months in one season. This is why I'm excited about this. Is one season as a window cleaner, you can borrow the money at the beginning of the season, interest free, pay it off within the season. And at the end of the season, when winter comes around, you have no payments. That's good business. So we're going to use other people's money at $38.50 a week, or we're going to go down to $10 a week, but pay $600 extra over a longer period of time. So here's your choice. 6 months interest-free, or you could find leasing where they'll say, for example, 3 months nothing to pay. And you go, 3 months nothing to pay is fantastic at the beginning of winter, but 3 months nothing to pay in spring when you're coming into your cash-rich season doesn't make sense. What you want in spring, if you need to buy equipment, is pay it off interest-free, 6 months, boom, bada bing, bada boom. This equipment has to help you work faster. If it costs you nothing and you pay it off inside of the 6 months, you are going to be able to work faster without it costing you anything because you worked faster. Yeah, it's going to pay for itself. So what I'm saying is that this type of finance is perfect for window cleaners. It's not perfect for somebody who's on a fixed salary and has to pay off furniture or pay off a computer, because they can only find so much money each month, right? So they're unlikely to pay it off inside the term if they overextend themselves or they spend a lot of money. But for us as window cleaners, we come up with big bucks right now, from now through to Thanksgiving. Big bucks. And we can afford $38.50 a week if we've spent that money on tools and equipment that empower us to work higher, faster, and safer. So the question that you might be asking me right now is, but where can I get 6 months interest free? And we've found it. We've found a source called PayPal. PayPal has a product called PayPal Credit, and it's available on our website, store.futureofcleaning.com. Now, let's just cover something off. When it's available at our website, that means that you're going to be buying the equipment off us. But we have distributors throughout America. Since 2012, WCR. Then we have, last year, we have been starting with Windows 101, have been fantastic. And then this year, we've started with J. Racenstein and Detroit Sponge. And so if you have a loyalty, of course, to your normal supplier, then when you fill in your PayPal credit application with us, there's a notes section, and you just say simply, please fulfill through distributor, whichever one it is that you like to choose from. Because when a distributor buys Reach It, we have a retail price, and then they have a wholesale price, and they buy at the wholesale price, and there's a margin that's in between. So we don't want that margin. We're quite happy passing that on to them, because what they do is they then provide the after-sales service for you. And that is not unreasonable that we should fund that and support that completely. So if you want to take advantage of PayPal credit, you can do that through our store and still have the proper margin that your distributor would normally get if you would have bought it through them, have that transferred to them. And we're quite happy copying you in on a PayPal transfer so you can see your commissions to them being paid to them. So we don't want it as a feeling that we're cutting the distributors out. What we're trying to say is that we've found a solution that makes sense. And right now, we may be the only company that can provide it. And now I want to explain to you how PayPal credit works. And we'll talk about the pros and the cons, what to do and what not to do. But I just want to give you a couple of examples. For example, if you wanted to buy a Reach It Mini 3, the cost price of that is like $1,132, and that would cost you $44 per week with PayPal credit, interest-free. Pay it all off in the term. Now, if you wanted to buy, let's say, a Reach It Pro 5, that would cost you $2,239, which would be $86 per week. Okay? And what PayPal credit says is that if you pay off all of this money here within the 6 months, and they will send you reminder emails, it's completely upfront and straight. If you pay your PayPal payments into your PayPal credit account and you extinguish that debt before the 6-month anniversary, there is 0 interest. Now, what's the downside? If you fail to pay off the $1,132 into the PayPal credit account, so I'll just point out, you'll have a PayPal account and a PayPal credit account. So putting money into PayPal doesn't necessarily mean that they registered in the PayPal credit area. So you've got to make sure that your deposit's paid off into the PayPal credit account. And if you fail to pay the full payment at the 6-month anniversary, then PayPal will have deferred interest for that period of time. Now, some people go, oh, that's not fair. You go, what's not fair that you used their money and then you didn't pay it off inside the term that they said, hey, if you can do it in this much time, it's free. But if not, why would PayPal give you money for free and then not charge you interest if you can't pay it off inside the term? You know what I mean? So it's fair that they charge you interest. And again, if you can't pay it off inside the term, then you're a higher risk profile than the person who can. So of course, the interest is higher. So this is what's amazing. We are unique as an industry because we're window cleaners and we come into the season and we make an amazing amount of money. One of the things when we talked about the alternative was equipment leasing. And when you make an amazing amount of money and you want to pay off an equipment lease early, you think you're going to get some benefit, but you don't. If you use PayPal credit and you just want to pay it off in 2 weeks' time, it's paid off. There's no penalty. You've met your obligation. I just feel that this opportunity is so prime, so perfect for the way our industry works. We come out of a quiet time, we need to invest a large amount of money into EDDM and things like that, marketing, and then at the same time we want to make sure that our crews have got the most efficient tools, so we want to go and buy new equipment so that we're efficient and going to make the most money from the marketing. So here's the thing, if you don't have enough cash to do both marketing and equipment, let's say you put the money into marketing, but then you can't work so fast, so you're not going to be able to fulfill all of the jobs that come in. If you put the money into equipment and you don't put enough into marketing, then you might be efficient, but you haven't got enough work for the efficiency. So the ideal solution is that you can pour money into marketing, pour money into equipment at the beginning of the season, work, because now you can work faster, you can take on more work, and then the only thing you have to remember is to extinguish the debt in the PayPal credit account before the 6-month anniversary, which is like Thanksgiving. So we've got the whole season to have a good time and then just bang, finished. And you own your equipment for next season. And let's face it, a reach it pole, we've got reach it poles that have been in the market for 4 years and completely going strong. You can upgrade them every year and make them exactly the same as our current model. So you can own that leverage that you got in this year and use it again year after year after year, but you're not paying for it in the second, third, and fourth years like you would be if you were using equipment leasing. Okay, so the last part of this is to say, how does it work? So you go to store.futureofcleaning.com. You put whatever it is that you would like to invest in as your tools for 2016 into your shopping cart. You go to check out of your shopping cart, and we use the PayPal gateway. So when you go to check out of your shopping cart, you're going to be given 3 choices. You can use a credit or debit card, you can use PayPal itself with a PayPal account, or you can use PayPal credit. Now, PayPal credit is available USA only. Okay? So if you come from Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or anywhere else, you won't see an option for PayPal credit because it's not available in your country at this time. When you go to checkout, you click PayPal credit, and basically you're given a very simple application form with a 30-second approval. They ask you for your date of birth, your social security number, and to tick that you agree with the terms and conditions. They then go into their algorithm, check your credit score, and they make a decision based on the amount of money that you wanted to borrow. Like, for example, you could say, I want to buy $2,000 worth, but my credit is not so good, so I'll keep my application under $1,000, which I can tell you is one of their thresholds. So you could say, I'll buy $1,000 worth and I'll put PayPal credit for $1,000. You could do that. And then they will give you, within 30 seconds, they will say yay or nay, yes or no. If PayPal credit says yes, 30 seconds after that, the money for the equipment that you've put into the shopping cart is in Future of Cleaning's PayPal account, right? So 24 hours later, we could be dispatching that equipment to you so you can get to work. 7 days later, it'll be on your doorstep. At the same time, within 24 hours, let's say 48 hours, we'll have time to send the money to your distributor and copy it on you so you know that that money's been paid to the distributor to support you. Now you can talk to your distributor. Now, actually, we contact the distributor, and it's feasible that if they're carrying the stock and they want to fulfill the order directly from their stock, like some of the distributors carry stock and some of them don't, right? So the ones that do may want to fulfill you, and then you've got like 1 to 2 day delivery rather than factory direct, which is like 7-day delivery. That's pretty cool. So USA only, 3 points, and let's say within a week you can have your equipment and you've got 6 months to pay it off and just work it. You like work that equipment and make it pay for itself, and then when you have a big week or you have some surplus cash, you just go boom, pay it off, get it off your case. Because one of the hardest things in business is if you sign something that commits you to the future, but the future is unknown. So sometimes those ongoing payments into the future can really give you some grief if something goes wrong and you have an accident or anything like that. So if you can work debt cleverly, and this is a very, very smart way to use other people's money. And PayPal has a very, very good reputation. So you're not borrowing it off somebody who's just a money person. You know, you're borrowing it off PayPal. So we feel very comfortable as PayPal partners, which we have been since we started our business. We feel very privileged that we have the permission to be able to offer you PayPal credit with the Reach It range of products. And we look forward to having you as one of our customers. You know, we're passionate about looking after you. We're passionate about your efficiency. We pride ourselves in making industrial tools for professional window cleaners that help you work faster, that help you work higher, and that help you work safer. And now you can buy them using other people's money.